Imagine being a starter at Real Madrid, having been a Champions League hero, decisive in big games, and still about to leave. And worse, not because of a lack of talent, but due to internal friction, heavy criticism, and a locker room that seems to have lost patience. Rodrygo'S future at the club is hanging by a thread, and what's happening behind the scenes is more intense than most people think. Pressure from fans, salary issues, declining stats. In this video, I will show you everything you're not seeing about this possible departure. And I guarantee you'll leave with a completely different view on what's going on. So, if you love football and are a cool person who wants to help, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like. It would really help me a lot. Thank you. Rodrygo started the 2024-25 season surrounded by high expectations,
especially in the Champions League. There was a feeling that this could be the year he fully established himself, but what we saw on the field was an inconsistent player, alternating between good moments and long periods of invisibility. While he still holds a certain prestige, the numbers speak for themselves. 14 goals and 9 assists in 51 matches. And the most concerning part, only 1 goal in his last 21 games, right at the most critical part of the season. This drop in performance has been felt by the fans, the Spanish press, and especially the coaching staff. The player who once symbolized effort and game-changing ability has now become the target of criticism for underwhelming performances and a lack of intensity. In some games, he even appeared disconnected from the match, making technical errors and poor decisions. The brilliance that once captivated the Bernabeu now seems increasingly dim, and this has fueled real doubts about his future at Real Madrid. Despite the instability, Rodrygo is still seen as a valuable asset in the European market. His youth, experience in major competitions, and flashes of brilliance make him an attractive name for many clubs. Real Madrid, aware of this, does not intend to make his departure easy, and has already set a minimum price, 100 million euros. Behind the scenes, Arsenal was the first to make a move and has already made a formal inquiry to understand the conditions of a possible deal. But Manchester City, under Pep Guardiola, is also a strong contender. And according to the newspaper El Nacional, they would be willing to pay the asking price. To add to the mix, Saudi club Al Hilal has entered the race, bringing their usual financial power. The competition for Rodrygo has reignited the interest of top clubs, and he is still considered a rare and expensive talent. In the midst of a season below expectations and with his future uncertain, Rodrygo and his representatives surprised Real Madrid's inner circle by requesting a salary increase. The news, of course, hit like a bombshell, not just among fans who questioned the timing of the request, but also among officials and parts of the squad who view the move as ill-timed and even provocative. The plan, according to sources from the Spanish press, was as follows: to force a top player status within the club, even without the performance to justify that label. The logic seemed simple but risky. If Rodrygo gets the raise, it consolidates his position internally. If not, he could claim devaluation and justify a departure for a fortune, as he could demand higher signing bonuses from clubs like Arsenal or Manchester City. However, this attempt at self-valuation faces a club like Real Madrid, known for its coldness in negotiations. Florentino Perez is not known to give in to pressure, and many recall the case of Mesut Ozil, who attempted something similar and was sold to Arsenal. A recent statistic left many fans shocked. Jude Bellingham, a midfielder who joined the club more recently, already has only 5 fewer goals than Rodrygo in La Liga, having played 117 fewer games. It's a symbolic number, but it raises an uncomfortable question. To what extent is Rodrygo delivering what is expected of a Real Madrid forward? The situation worsens when Rodrygo's name is compared to players in his own position. Saka, Arsenal, Olise, Bayern, and even Lamine Yamal, Barcelona's rising star, have been far more impressive in key metrics like goals, assists, dribbles, and key passes. Even younger players, or those in more balanced leagues, are outperforming him, making it even harder to justify his high salary and demand for more.
One important part of Rodrygo's story at Real Madrid is often overlooked. He almost never plays in his natural position. The Brazilian arrived from Santos as a classic left winger, but at Real Madrid, he was moved to the right since Vinicius Jr. owns the left flank. Even Bellingham has publicly acknowledged Rodrygo's tactical sacrifices, recognizing that the Brazilian often takes on roles that hinder his performance in order to maintain the team's balance. This could be where a turning point in his career emerges.
Para ser protagonista, então, vale a pena sair do Real Madrid? Vale a pena sair de um time que o Rodrigo já ganhou 2 Ligas dos Campeões, que é o maior clube do mundo. E você vai sair para quê? Para buscar ser o número 1 em outro lugar? Tem algum outro lugar que vai te oferecer ser o número 1?
O Rodrigo, ele é um coadjuvante protagonista, né? Mas ainda assim, ele começa como coadjuvante. Em outros clubes, em outros times, ele poderia pelo menos ter uma garantia de jogar sempre na ponta esquerda. No Arsenal, ele seria titularíssimo na ponta esquerda. Poderia potencialmente ser a grande estrela, mas tem o Saka, tem o Odegaard. Então não é tão simples essa equação mesmo quando você sai do Real Madrid.
No Manchester City eu acho que ele jogaria na ponta esquerda.
Também acho.
Jogar Rodrigo de um lado, Savinho do outro e o Haaland lá na frente, por exemplo. Dá para jogar, e é um clube que ganhou muitas coisas recentemente também. Então dá para ele fazer escolhas que não sejam desse... Acho que todo clube desse patamar Real Madrid, acho que o Real Madrid está numa prateleira e todos os outros estão alguma coisa abaixo. Então dá para trocar uma coisa por outra. Eu tenho dúvida se o perfil do Rodrigo de ser muito bom, de ser completo, de ser muito bom em muitas coisas, mas não ser um jogador tão específico, ele não é tão de 1 contra 1, ele não é tão veloz, explosivo, um atacante como o Mbappé, por exemplo, que é muito forte, explosivo de arrancadas, ele não tem todo 1 contra 1 do Vinícius, embora ele tenha bastante 1 contra 1, em posições que o futebol hoje quer jogador específico, né? Então, assim, ele faz muito bem várias, mas ele não é um super jogador em alguma posição específica. Eu acho que isso pode minar o protagonismo dele. Acho que ele jogaria em quase todos os clubes do mundo, tanto que joga no Real Madrid. Hoje eu acho que, por exemplo, ele teria mais dificuldade de jogar no Barcelona. Com Lamine Yamal e Rafinha como estão, acho que ele teria mais dificuldade no Barça. Mas o fato dele ser completo faz com que ele possa jogar em todos. E o fato dele não ser tão específico dificulta que ele seja o protagonista em muitos, eu acho.
And with the possible arrival of Xabi Alonso as Real Madrid's new manager, the decision to stay or leave could directly depend on what the new coach envisions for him. Now, I want to know what you think. What should Rodrygo do? Stay and fight for his place, or leave and seek a new spotlight in the Premier League? Leave your thoughts in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next videos. Because the transfer market is just getting started, and a lot more drama is coming.